Good morning. Instagram. No, not Instagram because I'm still doing Instagram. Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. I'm a bit flustered today, let's be honest. I'm showing up with wet hair because I've got all my timings wrong. And it's one of those today. It's one of those. I've been up for hours and yet somehow at this time I still couldn't manage to be ready in time. So I do apologise if you are in any way offended by my appearance right now. It's not that I don't respect you, that I just turned up looking like, oh, I didn't even bother to dry my hair. It's just I am very much in a bit of a tiz, and that's okay because we all have tizzes. I'm just putting my Instagram up here, so if you can give me a second while I put that in place. And I think we'll be ready to go on there in a moment. I think we have to be ready to go on there. That will do. So I think I'm now live on Instagram as well. And we are ready to go. I hope you can see me, hear me, wherever you are watching from. And let me know if you're watching. Give me some comments and some thumbs and some whatever else you would like, which from most platforms I will be able to see. I don't get to see everything that people do or who's doing it. So if you post comments and things, that's really helpful as well. And I hope you're having a really wonderful sunny day, because I did look outside and just notice how absolutely beautiful it is. So we're having a very nice autumn morning. Is it autumn or winter yet? When does it start? Winters? No, winters are like, what's winters like in December, right? So it's a very, very beautiful morning here where I am. I'm in a place called Berkshire, for those of you who don't know, and it's glorious sunny countryside, so I love it. Maybe I'll get some time to go out and enjoy some of it. Probably not, to be honest, because I have got a million things to do today that I don't even know how I'm going to do those things, let alone go out and enjoy the beautiful sunshine. But maybe I should prioritize that. What do you think? If you think I should stop doing all the other stuff and go out in the beautiful sunshine, give me a thumbs up or a yes, and I shall put myself first and my own needs, I guess. So hey, welcome, thank you. We're on episode 19 of Resilience Live. By the way, if you've never joined me before, I do these every week on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and it's all about resilience, well-being, growth, progress, transformation of your own consciousness in your personal life and your professional life. And if you've never seen me before and you're wondering why do I keep looking left and right, it's because I have Instagram on one camera and all the others on another one in front of me. And also, if you've never seen me before, or if you have, you know that I do really like to engage in conversations. If people like to, we have Isa on Instagram, of course. Is that of course going for a walk, or of course I don't know, but thank you for joining me, my darling soul. I have another vote here from Arto which says go for a walk. Yeah, okay, sir, we will have a think about that after I complete this live stream, which as I said, I do every week. It's really just me sharing my own experiences, learning, teachings, tools on resilience and well-being and being in your optimal state and performing well in your life. Isa and Darius, Derek, you both there? Are you? Thank you. Oh yes, for the photographer. Thank you for tuning in, my sweet soul. And yes, and Arthur is here as well. I have my Polish crew in town right now. That's very cool. everyone's yeah, that's very sweet. So right, I'm going to get on with the topic. The topic I wanted to talk about today, which is happiness, and happiness is not a life goal. And the reason I'm talking about that, because it is something that, oh, sorry, let me take that off. It is something that a lot of people get get a bit caught up in and a bit confused by is that, oh, I want to be happy. I want to be happy all the time. I have to chase happiness. And if I'm not happy, then something's wrong. I'm doing something wrong and my life is not good enough and so on. And it's very much like the positivity movement that has been very popular in the self-help industry over the last few years, which is you must be positive all the time. You must always be happy and positive. And the truth is, it's not realistic, it's not reality, it's not possible, and it's actually really unhelpful, because often what you'll find is that the more you chase happiness and try to find your happiness, the unhappier you end up being. And so I'm not a fan of saying that I just want to be happy as a life goal and as an ambition, because I think that, it's actually very misunderstood and not really a very wise goal to be pursuing. So what I wanted to do today was just have a little look at what happens when we chase happiness as a goal. Because I think a lot of people do that without maybe even realizing that that's what they're doing, and they're doing it from a very unhelpful, dysfunctional place. So I'm going to give you some thoughts on what it looks like if you're chasing happiness from an unwise, immature place. Those are the words I'm going to use, because there's nothing wrong with happiness per se. There's nothing wrong with wanting it, experiencing it, of course. But there is a depth to happiness, a wisdom to happiness, and a perspective and approach to happiness that will really serve you in your life, compared to the one that most people are doing, which is a superficial experience and chasing of happiness. So I want you to be able to discern between the two and know which one you are going for at any given moment. So to do that, we need to look at both of them, and you need to be honest with yourself and see where in your life might you be going for the superficial levels of happiness that actually don't help you very much, because we all do. We're all human. We all have these things going on. And Isa said, well, it's hard not to be happy listening to you. So cute. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. So let's have a look at that. So I'm going to talk to you about what it looks like to be chasing happiness as your goal in life from a very immature, unwise perspective. And so what that looks like to me, by the way, if you don't watch me, I often close my eyes when I talk because I just intuitively receive and it helps me to close my eyes. But essentially what that looks like for me is a continual chase. Happiness is never here right now in whatever is going on. Whatever I have right now, whatever I'm experiencing right now, I can't be happy with it. I need more. I need more. I need more. I need more. I need something different. I'm never satisfied. There's a desperate chasing for something else out there, over there, the next thing that's going to fill the hole inside. It's a drug. It's a high. This is what we call hedonistic happiness. Hedonistic happiness is the thing that's going to give me a little bit of pleasure in the moment, no matter how detrimental it is to all the other things going on in life, or all the other things that are important in life, to the future, my health, whatever. And it's literally an addiction. So it could be, let me eat that food because it makes me happy right now. It could be, let me go shopping. It could be, let me scroll through Instagram, watch that movie. It could be, let me go out drinking. Let me go and have sex. Let me go and chase relationships. Let me go out partying, whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm not saying that any of these things in themselves are bad. But when you chase it from a superficial, unwise place, trying to fill this emptiness inside, trying to make yourself happy, it doesn't work. It might give you a slight boost, but it falls straight through you and out of you. It's like you're a skeleton. You have nothing to hold this in, because this is vacuous. This is, it's not true happiness. It's just things out there that you're chasing, trying to make yourself feel better inside. And this is a never-ending game. You're never going to be having enough when you do this. So you will spend the rest of your life chasing. What's going to make me happy? What's going to make me happy? What do I need? What do I need? And just filling yourself with superficial things and experiences. And they can get more and more extreme and more needy and more greedy and more, and it won't satisfy your soul. And then you get to the end of your life exhausted, wondering why you never actually felt that depth of satisfaction and happiness and warmth and wholeness as you ran around like a headless chicken looking for everything out there that might make you happy and seeing what's making everyone else happy. Maybe I should chase that as well. What are people on social media doing? What makes them happy? Oh, let me try and be like that. Looking outside for happiness never works. And so when you make a goal out of happiness and you use mainstream mainstream teachings to show you how to go for that, you will end up lost. You're being misguided, because that's not what happiness is. That's not what truly fulfills you. And you will end up in a life of ultimately suffering because you will never reach the thing that you're trying to achieve. So this is why I don't recommend that we make happiness a goal in our lives from this perspective, a superficiality and not really understanding who you are. Because the part of you that's seeking that kind of happiness, that hedonistic happiness it's called, superficial, fleeting, from outside, give me a pleasure, give me a hit, make me feel good right now, and then that goes away, so now I need more, and it's just needy and greedy and I can't get enough. That is a small, tiny, weak little part of you that gets a little high, and then when you get what you want for a minute, and then there's this whole other part of you, massive depth that you have, your dimensions, your soul, your energy, your consciousness, your spirit, your lifetimes of energy and information that is making your soul, your depth of who you truly are, how you really feel, your being, your mind, all of this stuff is huge. And none of that is getting touched or filled by the superficial chasing of happiness. It's all just sat there like, what about me? What do I need to be happy? What do I really want in this life? So you just go in the surface and you stop there with all this, I want to be happy all the time and chasing silly things. And this whole massive part of you is unaddressed, unfed, unnurtured, uncared for, unexpressed. And that's how most people live life. They don't know themselves. They don't know what's in that depth and what it needs to be truly happy. They don't know themselves. So that's why they're out there. Oh, do I need more shoes? Do I need more handbags? Do I need to, do I need more money? And I'm not saying don't enjoy those things. I like a shoe. I like a handbag. I like some money. But I know that it only takes me this far, not here. And people lived at that level. And they try and fill it up more and more, more shoes, more handbags. And inside it's empty. And I tell you what, I will not live like that. I try my best not to live like that, because that emptiness is just, for me, feels horrible. But we all do it. We all fall into it because we are humans and it is going to happen. So let's look at this now from the other side, and let's look at the other way in which you can look at happiness in what I would say is a more healthy and functional way, that is going to actually nourish the deeper parts of you and make them strong and whole and powerful. And those deeper parts of you, they're your roots. What is it Rumi said? Do not look, always get it wrong. I'm trying it. It's a really good one. It's something like, maybe you are looking in the branches for what exists in the roots. Really didn't say that very well at all. One moment while I Google it. It's one of my favorite. Let me do this. Google, hello Google, where are you? Right. Rumi quote, branches, roots. Oh, it's so good. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, this one makes me feel stuff. Okay. Maybe you are searching amongst the branches for what only appears in the roots. Sit with me on that one, darlings. Maybe you are searching among the branches for what only appears in the roots. That's what most people are doing when they're chasing happiness. They're in the branches, in the leaves, trying to figure out, but there's the whole tree and the roots, the depth, the anchoring down of your consciousness and who you are, the roots. That's what you're searching for in truth. That's what your soul is looking for. And you're wondering why you can't find it, because maybe you're searching amongst the branches and the physical world for what only appears in the roots and the depths of your soul. So that is my suggestion to you. If you want to have a functional relationship with happiness and you want to experience and cultivate happiness in your life from a more powerful and functional way, we go for what we call, in positive psychology, we call it eudaimonic happiness. So we have hedonistic, which is the highs, the quick, immediate gratification. And then we have eudaimonic, which is the deeper happiness and well-being that we carry and search for in our lives. Isa says, all right, but it's impossible to have too much news. I feel you, chick. No, you don't have to be kidding about that one. I have a lot of shoes that I don't even wear. There's nothing wrong with that. So this is the thing. I'm not saying it's wrong to want and enjoy those things, but do you also have the depth? That's the thing. Most people are doing the superficial and don't have the depth. If you have the depth, you can also have as much of that high level stuff as you want, because you're grounded in your depth. Your foundation is there. So then you can have as many shoes as you want. It's cool. You enjoy it, but you're not attached to it. You're not like, oh, trying to fill something, because inside you are full and whole and you have the depth. And then on the surface, you can enjoy the physical world. But most people don't have the depth. So they are trying to enjoy the physical world with no foundation. Then they're shaky. They're not building on a solid foundation. And so ultimately, what happens with no foundation? Oh, it's going to crumble. It's going to collapse. So it's about going deeper and creating that foundation. And then you can enjoy the physical things and the superficial things, that the higher level things that make us happy and are part of a physical experience. We're here to experience the physical world. We are physical beings. But first, look for the depth. So let's have a look at that. What does that look like? So I'm going to jump into that intuitively, and you can see what's true for you, because what's true for me is not true for you necessarily. We have our own souls, our own beings, our own consciousness, and what makes you full and have deeper happiness will be for you, and what it is for me will be for me. So what I see when I go into that deeper happiness, that depth and that sort of fulfillment deeper inside, eudaimonic happiness, it's peace, it's clarity, it's calm, it's being present with whatever is. Whether what's going on around me is bad, difficult, I want it, I don't want it, it's great, I hold a state of presence and peace within me that goes with me everywhere. That's true happiness. And true happiness is deep connections with other people, not superficial connections and little fleeting, let's have some drinks and that's it, it's deep, deep, soulful connections with people, deep, meaningful relationships, that people that I really bond with. That's what fills me deep inside. That's true happiness. That's a goal to go for me. That's a foundation that will carry me through my life with a lot of strength and power. That's the roots, not the branches. So what else is obvious to me about true happiness is it's very much a spiritual experience. It's an energetic consciousness spiritual experience. For me, it's connection to God, it's connection to the cosmos, it's connection to oneness, it's knowing who I truly am, it's exploring who I truly am, it's continuously learning in life about who I am and growing and learning more about my own depth and going in there and swimming around and learning and exploring and being more of myself and expressing more of myself, becoming more and more whole and complete as I go. Not that I'm not already, but learning to integrate all of that. There's a richness to my experience, my energy, my consciousness is rich, it's strong, it's wise, it's powerful, it's a very strong foundation. That for me is happiness. knowing who I am, expressing that. That's true happiness. That's joy. That's bliss. That's gratitude. That's grounded. That's roots. That's very strong roots. And once I have those, I can go anywhere. I can carry myself through life with strength and resilience and poise and knowing and peace. And when the wind comes and shakes the branches and the leaves, and maybe I lose a few leaves in the wind, I'm still good because I've got the roots. That's the happiness that I suggest we search for and look to build. Stop collecting leaves and fruits and branches and when you don't have your roots, because the wind will blow and it will blow your leaves to the ground, and winter will come and your leaves will die and fall to the ground. So then where are you? What are you left with if you didn't build your roots? You're screwed. So this is why we must look deeper. And the modern world of self-help and so on has taught us to think that happiness, and social media has taught us to think that happiness is what we should be going for 24/7. Again, not possible. Life is duality, positive, negative, happy, sad, always come together. You can't have one without the other. And if you try to have a one-sided life, you're setting yourself up for a lot of pain because you're living in an illusion. So that's the first thing. What they're teaching you to go for is not possible. Secondly, it's teaching you that those things are the superficial things, the quick wins, the quick highs in life. And it's not. I'm not saying don't enjoy those things, but if you don't have a deeper foundation, those things will never satisfy, they will never satiate, and they will never be enough. And they will not carry you through the difficulty that is life. Life is hard, by the way. And I say that in the meaning of just understanding reality. Look what people go through. Look what we go through in our lives. If you want to go through that with strength and resilience, you must have your foundations. Deeper happiness, eudaimonic happiness. I'm going to do some comments because I've got loads coming through. Let's go to someone here, Charles. Charles, hello, darling. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're well. So you're back in Australia now, and I hope it's wonderful over there. Charles says, what would you say to someone who isn't aware of what makes them happy? What would I say? Great question. Thank you, darling. What would I say to someone who isn't aware of what makes them happy? So what comes up for me immediately is that you are searching. If someone doesn't know what makes them happy, they're trying to find the answer to that in their head. Happiness is not in the head. It's in the heart. It's an emotional experience. So if you're looking for the answer in your head, trying to look out and you're looking outside, well, what are these things that make me happy? You're not going to find the answer. So the answer is within. Everyone knows their truth. They just are not used to looking for it. So the first thing that's obvious is you have to drop into your emotions and your body and your heart and see what makes me feel love, bliss, joy, deep connection, things like that, excitement, inspiration. These are all types of happiness, by the way. There's an article I wrote a long time ago. She came up with the 10 types of happiness or something like that. And it was things like this: inspiration, curiosity, awe, gratitude. These are types of happiness that we feel. So you've got to go into your body and your intuitive wisdom to answer that question. Because I think that people don't know is because they're looking for it in their head. It's not in your head. It's not in your head, it's in your heart. So people who don't know what makes them happy, is there anything else that feels obvious to say to me right now? Say about that. The other thing to be aware of, right, is the more you're searching, oh, what makes me happy, what makes me happy, you're not going to be happy. That's the paradox. The more you're searching up there in your head, the more unhappy you're going to be. So in some situations, the answer may be just stop trying. Just stop trying to find what makes you happy. Because again, why are you asking the question? Why does someone need to know what makes me happy? Because somehow you feel incomplete if you're not happy. Somehow you feel something's missing if you're not happy. Why? Who taught you that? Who taught you that we have to be happy all the time? That if I'm not happy, something's wrong? Maybe you don't have to be happy. Maybe you can be miserable as hell all day long. Who set the rules? Who said you can't? I don't know. Why not? It's this resistance to what is, right? Resisting what is futile. It's not wise. So Charles, darling, I don't know if that answered anything for you, but I hope that gave you something. And I hope that, yeah, who anyone else who reads that, watches that, and has that experience of I don't know what makes me happy, I hope that gives you a little something to think about in terms of how to approach that. Let's have a look at Instagram. Isa said, fully agree. I don't know what I was saying at that point, but thank you. And that's why Arthur shouldn't be selling PlayStation. I don't know if he's still here, but well, that's his choice. So yeah, I wonder if that was in relation to, look, we are allowed to enjoy the physical things. We are allowed to. We absolutely are. But again, Charles says, fantastic answer. Thank you. You're very welcome, sweet son. Thank you for joining me. I'm just going to do a couple more minutes. I know I often overrun on these, but I try and keep them to about half an hour. As you know, I could always talk on forever. And actually, as I get going, it gets better and better. But I do have other things that I need to focus on today as well. So, but this is a great topic. And I hope that, you know, even for the few minutes that I've been on, it's given you something. Or if you're watching this later, welcome. Thank you for watching the replay. And I hope it gives you something to think about. And you know, have a look in the comments at questions and what other people are saying, and also share your thoughts. You know, even if you don't watch this live, you can comment. I will check back. If I can answer your questions, I would be absolutely happy to do so. But really just to summarize that, you know, let's go high level happiness, superficial, the trying to chase things on the surface doesn't really work. Deeper happiness, the depth of your consciousness, who you are, what you want in your life, what is meaningful to you. That's the foundation, that's the root. I will repeat Rumi's beautiful quote, and I'll read it because otherwise I'll mess it up. Maybe you are searching amongst the branches for what only appears in the roots. Maybe, Jill, darling, hello, I'm just signing out soon, but maybe you can watch the replay. But Jill, you joined at the perfect time because I'm sharing one of my favorite quotes, which I think really rings true to what you posted on LinkedIn, which I'm also going to share actually because I really love that. But my quote there, Jill, was Rumi. Maybe you are searching amongst the branches for what only appears in the roots, and that is the trap of happiness that people fall into. And the Akiko tree gives me a heart. I give you a heart back, my sweet soul. Thank you so much. I'm gonna close with one more thing, then I am going, which is what Jill wrote on the LinkedIn live stream comments, which was really nice. And I think it talks about her experience of happiness and how she sees it. So she says, so Jill, we're closing with you today, darling, and I'm going to have a look for that now. So I'm doing all the techie things at once. I'm not very good at this. I've got like, this is not working. I don't. Give me 1 sec. 1 sec. Comments. Show me the comments, please, LinkedIn. No, you're not going to show me the comments. That's helpful. 2 comments here. Got it. No, I don't got it. 2 comments. Where's the comments? Oh, Jesus. Basically, I'm going to try and paraphrase. Sorry. I mean, I could look for it on my phone, but I'll probably mess that up as well. But Jill essentially was saying, oh, I'm really upset about that. Sorry, darlings. I really want to read it as Jill wrote it because she wrote it wonderfully. And if I try and make it up, I'm going to completely not do it justice. But it was something along the lines of, sorry, I'm just clicking around. Now I can't find my live stream screen. Oh God, where are you, live streams? Where are you people? Where? Jill basically was saying like she doesn't see happiness as an emotion. It's that state of being. I want to be happy, and it, again, it's that it carries you through your life. And yeah, I haven't done that I haven't conveyed that to you very well. I'm sorry. But if you're on LinkedIn, head over to the live stream. You should be able to see the comment. LinkedIn has a funny setup with comments and live streams. It doesn't show them very well at all. And it's hard to find them, and it's, you know. But anyway, hey, I'm going to sign out now. And I would like to just say thank you for watching. And if you watch live, wonderful. Thank you for your comments and your questions as always. And also, if you watch later, that's also awesome. And please do still share your comments and questions. I wish you a wonderful afternoon. If you're in England and enjoying the wonderful autumn sunshine, maybe you can get out and enjoy a little bit of that. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you again for the next Resilience Live. I think next week, but we'll see how we go. Take good care, my sweeties. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.